Okay.
We live though, man. We live. You know what I'm saying? We live. We ain't on that. We live. Uh, Welcome back, baby. Good if it goes jam. Boom shakalaka. All that good shit. I'm on fire. I'm here with my boy DJ, aka Big Money, aka so many, so good, too many, so many, too easy. Mr. Too Easy himself. You know what I'm saying? Got the big chain on. I gotta put my big chain on next time I get on there. I'm out here naked and shit. I ain't got no earrings in. Nothing. I'm finna put my motherfucking earrings in. Fuck you, nigga. You ain't finna outdo me. You ain't finna outdo me. So
You
yeah,
you
while I'm
tripping?
getting my you know what's going on. When
Nah,
I'm
you
getting my little
tripping.
steeds here together, you know what I'm saying, trying to compete with my boy. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the jam, welcome. Uh, we got three things, man. Three things to talk about like we do every week. So we're gonna get into our first category, which we do every week. This category is something that we picked up over the years because I would ask my boy DJ here. I would just find a random highlight or a random one of them, one of the little stat pictures with the stats on it or whatever, and I just send it to bro and I be like, hey, is he good? So DJ, today we talking about your boy from I think like your fourth or fifth favorite NBA team. You know what I'm saying?
One of
Everybody
y'all
know
win.
Everybody know DJ, the world's biggest Clippers fan, you know what I'm saying? Clipper DJ right here, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. But from the Chicago Bulls, DeMar DeRozan, he been tearing shit up. And I saw headlines that said he was the worst free agency pickup, amongst other things. So DeMar DeRozan, DJ, is he good?
Yeah, first off, I only got one favorite team. That's the Bulls. Second off, I don't know how many more nicknames that you gave me this episode within the first five minutes, but none of them are true. But yeah, DeMar DeRozan is good for his career. He been averaging 20, so he been good. He kind of got lost with the Spurs because they wasn't really on nothing. They was like fighting for eighth seed the past couple of years, but now he back in the East. No Bron, and right now he averaging like 27, like 27, 5 and 4, something crazy, shooting on 50% from the field. And people was talking about it because they was like, well, Zach needed space and Rosen don't shoot threes and blah blah blah. But I was like, if you like the Bulls 7-3, like Zach been doing his thing, but he hurt, and then also like he finally got somebody else that's going to be able to take the scoring blow off of him, and so Vooch been tripping like all season, like he ain't really been good. They most consistent person been DeMar, and so like I know it's a small sample size, but yeah, like he been good. But right now, I think like on this like 10 game stretch, man, this might be if not the best, like one of the best stretches in this whole career. So we talking about like 10 years, like this dude, like season 10 or 11, whatever. Like this is like probably like one of the best stretches of his career, and I don't like unless something random happened, like where he get an injury or Vooch just randomly just start playing like so much better, whatever. Like I don't really see nothing stopping him, nothing really, like slowing down because they need him to score. Like as simple as that. Like they need him to score. They not really doing a my turn, your turn with him and Zach. They kind of, I mean, they really running good offense, and I don't know if he's gonna be able to keep up with like 27 a game, but he's averaging 20 for his career. So could he be around that 22, 23 range? Absolutely. At this point, because he gonna get the ball. Like they don't be like hogging. The Bulls is one of the best assist teams in the league too. So you got all these guys sharing the ball on a consistent basis as well. And with Zach being hurt, that's gonna let DeMar cook even more. The thing that might change it is if Zach had to take time. All that's gonna do is give DeMar the ball even more. And so yeah, man, he's good. Like he's on a really good tear right now. Um, I just I just hope it don't stop. Like really being a fan, yeah. You on mute.
Did you expect it to be like this?
Um, I I wasn't listening to what everybody was saying. The thing that I'm surprised about the team is how well they play defense and the effort. Like when the thing with them is that they either coming out like hitting you in the mouth, like in the first or second quarter, or they be chilling and then they try to like make a push in that fourth quarter, and then they be really really active. So like it's only been maybe one or two games where they was consistent throughout the whole game, which is the last game that they won against the Nets, which I didn't think they was going to win. But like in the early going, like you got to beat the teams on your schedule. They got a real tough stretch going on right now. Like they next like 8 games is against playoff caliber teams, and they already beat like two of them leading into this, and they did beat some good teams too. I just didn't I didn't expect for everything to be like this right now. Like because they still got a lot to figure out. They still gotta figure out their rotations. But as they're figuring things out, they still winning games. Which to me that's a good sign because once y'all all like been playing together for like the whole season and then y'all gel, your team like looks different. Your third best player right now is struggling, and they still 7-3. Even if Vooch was just playing like a starter level center, like they'll probably be even better. And so like no team really has blown them out. They really could easily been like 10-0 if a couple of breaks wouldn't happen in the fourth quarter. But I didn't expect for it to like gel just like this. But I didn't listen to what the media guys was saying because I was like, Zach really wanted another wing player to do what DeMar is doing. And then last year, DeMar had a career high in assists at like 7 a game. So then now he's doing other things where like normally he'll just score, he'll get his numbers, but he wasn't really doing, nothing else. And so now the way that they share the ball, they just got to keep doing that and figure each other out. Like,
Yeah.
don't turn the ball over. Keep your assist to turnover rate low, and just keep doing the things that y'all doing. Because, like I always think, if a team come out with effort and energy, I feel like that they can win half the games. Like half
Yeah.
of the league is effort and energy. You can literally win 41 games every single year just by competing, just by trying, just by playing hard.
Right,
And
that's real.
and so like especially like early on in the season, guys be like kicking it like and so take those wins early because you never know what's gonna happen later on in the season. And then you would rather be the team that they chasing versus the team that's, trying to chase somebody else. And so like you would rather have a certain lead at the end of the season because maybe you can rest a guy here or and there versus you at the AC that you trying to battle, but man, they just got to keep competing with the energy and like effort. I didn't. That's the part that I didn't really think that was gonna happen. Like some of their role players are producing when they need to,
They
and
hold it.
like they was talking about, oh man, the bench is this, the bench is that. But I was like, bro, they 7-3. And in certain games, guys step up. Like when you start like just throwing out stats to like make a team look worse than what they are, like to me, that don't make sense because they're still winning games. No
Yeah.
team is gonna be perfect. And they got guys that's hurt, that's coming back. Kobe White gonna be a big lift. And so once he come back and figure out where his spot is, he gonna have to deal with Ao too, as far as like time because he's competing. Like Ao is going out there
Ayo
and
playing
he's
ball. He had 15
yeah,
against the Nets the other night. He out there hooping.
yeah,
Shout out Morgan Parker. Ayo. I know you watching,
yeah,
kid.
exactly. And so like I didn't think that they was gonna compete at this level like right off the bat. I did think DeMar was gonna be able to fit in because of his playmaking from last year. And then also like him and Zach not the exact same. Like Zach want to shoot more threes. Whereas if you get somebody in the mid range, then okay, that can open up Zach because they don't need that same space. The person that I thought it was going to hurt the most was Vooch, and that's what we seeing now is because DeMar is kind of like he's in the mid to low post now, versus they didn't never really have nobody there. But at the same time, I watch a lot of their games. Everybody is getting shots. Like if you want the shots, they're there. Like all these guys is getting shots, and so to me, they don't really got a problem. And Demar is doing his thing. Like even Vooch be off, but he be taking 15 shots. Like that's enough for you to be decent. And like really, ain't nobody stopping the shots. Like Lonzo don't really kill the shoot, but he's been confident with his three. And
And
so, and then he been like pulling it too. But like you got guys that's really unselfish. I didn't expect all of that stuff to like gel so early, and they still got a long way to go. And so, like, it's a good sign that you winning games while you're like figuring everything out because that experience is going to pay off later on in the season because they were like, oh, yeah, we have been in this situation and then we know what to do. And so, yeah,
well, I like the new Bulls. I didn't know DeRozan would work. I thought it was gonna be that taking turns thing, and but I knew DeRozan was a good veteran who I felt like would be more comfortable in the East. And I thought Vucevic was gonna play well. I thought DeRozan was gonna be like the third best on the team.
I did too.
But I heard people saying that DeRozan would be the fourth best, like Lonzo was gonna be better, Zach and Vooch, and people was trolling saying the Paul was too. Like so, DeMar gonna be like fifth there. Like, DeMar should just come off the bench because he still got Kobe White and all that. But no, yeah, I think DeRozan good, man. It's good seeing him. I think this like year like 11 or 12 or something.
Something like
Um,
that,
yeah, and like he playing good, and the Spurs that's a defensive team first, and they
yeah.
best
Yeah.
player they best player while DeMar was there was DeJounte Murray, and Murray is a defensive first player, so it wasn't the best fit for him. And shit, he fucking balling for the Bulls, so I'm glad to see that. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Um,
and like yeah, they was really trolling because I didn't think Lonzo was gonna be like scoring more. I feel like he's back in his like natural role where he could just facilitate and get things straight for them and knock down open threes. And so like you really not sagging off for none of those dudes for the Bulls because another thing that DeRozan is doing, he's hitting like 40% of his threes right now. I don't know if that's going to, continue, but yeah, I'm not about to sag off of them. So like when you play the Bulls, the only person you're not really worried about shooting threes is Javante, and that because he knew, and that's not really his role. But you got four guys that can knock down shots, and so yeah, like I think they just need more time for us to see exactly everything like where is everybody going to be at. But to start off 7-3 and this dude averaging 27, like like that's really good because he's just been cooking. And there's been times where they have needed him because Zach be turning the ball over or he playing tentative because of his hand or whatever the case may be. And that's not to dispel Zach because I think they both should be like if they continue what they're doing, they both should be on the all-star team. But I just didn't know that like the intangibles that they showing right now. I didn't know those was gonna be there so early because it's a totally new team, and so you do need that veteran leadership to to make it, especially when you got like critical guys that's making up your team and they knew, and so like sometimes you might see a team where everybody was there, then they bring in that one player, for example, the Suns. Like everybody was there, they bring in that one player. It's like, oh, okay. The Bulls basically need like they basically got three new players, including Vooch, and they starting lineup, and everybody else for the most part been there, or they didn't, the pieces that they need, they've been there, and so it's important that they are winning games and they're trying to figure everything out because they don't hog the ball either. Like they share it and they move it a lot when they are stagnant, that's when they get in trouble. Like most teams, but when they moving it, man, they tough to beat, especially if they defend it as well.
Um, well, the Bulls play at the Mavs tonight, so hold that L. But we'll get
We'll
into our
see.
next category. Our next category is a damn wall to hate. Uh, so I'm pretty sure we both feel the same way about this because I know, everybody know I'm a lifetime Bears fan. You know what I'm saying? I know the Bears I think Bears are number 2 NFL team, so not too far down the list like the Bulls, but um, damn wild to hate NFL refs. Like, what the fuck was y'all on, man, Monday night? Like, I know some of y'all motherfuckers watching too. What y'all on? Like, okay, the Robert Quinn offsides, it was like he was just like offsides right before that. So it's like, okay, Robert Quinn, I know your ass watching too, my boy. Like, we've been on your ass, but like he still went offside. So okay, that's a bullshit call. But that damn taunting and then the bump where the ref stuck his leg out, stuck his body out so he could get bumped. Bro, like what the fuck? Like, um, man, officiating been bad to me, and I do official sometimes, so I can't speak on this. Not NFL, but I have done it. Um, it's like I don't know if they be anticipating calls when the targeting and the pass interference changed, and they changed it back, and then the lay hits, and like just really you just can't really hit no offensive player no more. Like the ref ain't been trash really like
Unless
last
he
like.
Justin Fields, you can hit Justin.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
you can
hit
hit
Justin
Justin
Fields.
Fields because you can hit Ben Roethlisberger and it's gonna be a flag. But if you do the same exact shit to Justin Fields, like no, he tough, he supposed to get up. So it's been bullshit recently. So I hate the fucking NFL refs. I feel like they like directly affect games. Then they'll come back on Twitter like Tuesday and be like, oh yeah, we fucked up. Like it should have been fourth down, or it should have been first down, or it should have been fourth and inches instead of 4th and 5, or
Mm,
whatever the case may be.
mm,
And like that changed the Bears from being 4-5 and still really having a real chance to make something happen with their rookie
mm,
quarterback who was playing good. Me and you both talked about that. To now they fucking 3-6, and it's
mm,
like shit. Do we just tank for that pick or what? So it's like being able, like the NFL is like really the only sport. Well, it is really the only sport that every regular season game matter. Every season game matter to like until your fucking team is like 0-13 damn near, like every fucking game matters. And the team you playing against, them games matters for them too. But like every game matters in the NFL. So for them to blow calls, make phantom calls, miss calls, all that, and they still only won by a fucking missed field goal. I think that's bullshit, man. And so yeah, I hate the NFL refs. That's all I got on that piece. I've
I
been
mean,
talking
you
about
pretty
all
much,
that, man.
yeah, you pretty much hit everything on the head. The Bears are the seventh most
Penalized.
penalized team in the
Yeah.
league. And so like as a person that's watched all of the games, you see like the disparity. They always say leave everything out on the field, but it's hard to beat teams and beat the refs
So you
when
can't get the refs.
when the same exact thing happens and then you don't get the call. Yeah, like certain calls where they fault, but it's no way it should be a game where it's like 12 penalties to like two. So you lost 120 yards, and then they lost like 15 or something. And so like for them to like just miss calls, the helmet to helmet call, the roughing the passer call, the taunting call, the blocking outside the late block, no, the low block. And they said he needs to be
Right.
in
The
the
low
tight
block.
end box, but he missed. And then they said they gave the Bears a legal procedure and said the player was illegal. Then he fixed himself, and then they threw a flag. If he was illegal and he fixed himself, then why did he have the flag? And why did
Right.
y'all say that? That
Right.
literally doesn't make sense because I can do whatever I want to as long as I don't go past the line of scrimmage and before the clock go off. Like so, if I am tweaking, I can fix it before we snap the ball, right? And so you can't say somebody fixed it and then you still call the flag. And it's like, it don't really make sense. And then of course you can say, well, oh, they should have played better. They should have did this. Like Yeah, like you can say that for every game, but at the same time, it's like if I do something or if I like don't do something, you can't just put that in your hands and be like, yeah, we just gonna award this team X, Y, and Z. Like we are going to give them this at this critical moment. Like, no, because now you're changing the output of the game. So now something is changing. And the NFL is so stupid because everybody get to get a pick, right? When they get a pick or a fumble or something, everybody runs down to the end zone and take those stupid pictures. So that's not taunting, right? And then so somebody stares at a bench, that's taunting. Because the ref said, I thought he was talking to them. He did that in a taunting manner. His posture was wrong. So you cost him 15 yards and a field goal, which is 3 points, because you said his posture was wrong. Mind you, earlier in the game, TJ Watt got a sack, looked to the Bears bench, gave them a kiss, did like
Like
this.
that, yeah.
So that's not taunting. But me standing with my arms on my waist, looking at the bench of a team that I used to play for that cut me, and now I'm looking at them, but I'm not saying nothing. But that's taunting, and they've been doing this like all throughout the year. And every year the NFL take a rule and then they put it in, and then it's like terrible. And then they be like, all right, we're gonna have to change it or whatever the case may be. And like this year's is that rule. And it's just so stupid. And they won't fix it. Like they're not gonna fix it. Like they're just gonna just keep rolling with the punches because everybody gonna keep watching, everybody gonna keep betting, everybody gonna keep, doing whatever they doing. But like you gotta at a certain point, you gotta look like, all right, the quality of our product is being affected by something that we put in place. Because if taunting is a judgment call, it has to be thrown, it has to be used the same way the entire game. So then take away that stupid everybody run to the end zone thing, because that's not even creative no more, and it's annoying and it wastes time, et cetera, et cetera. So you can take that off and then just let guys celebrate at the like right there. Like take away that little camera. Like y'all got fans back in the stadium, so y'all don't got to do the COVID cam no more because that's what it was for. And so y'all can take that away and just be equal. Like just just be equal. But that taunting call being a judgment call, I don't know, man. Like, they not gonna fix it. It's week 9, going into week 10, and that call been like costing people, and 12 penalties to 2, and half of those penalties was not really penalties. Like it's crazy. It's
Mhm.
crazy. And you're supposed to protect the quarterback, but yeah, one, black quarterbacks don't get protected. Two, if you're a rookie, good luck. So our quarterback is black and a rookie, so then he not about to get that call. And so they always like other guys are going to get that call. But yeah, like you can't just pick and choose which quarterback you're going to protect on a Monday Night Football game when all eyes are on you, and y'all supposed to be one of the top crews because that's why y'all got that game. Like they could have gave them the Buffalo and Jags game at 12 if they was gonna be that trash. But no, if you a Monday night crew, that means you are respected in a certain way. The league look at you at a certain way. But yeah, like apologies on Tuesday does nothing because it's still L
Yeah,
that y'all played a part in, and it don't make sense.
yeah. Well, NFL refs, we hate them, and they can get their ass out of here too. Um, so
Yeah.
the NFL and their rules, we have a special place for them and get them out of here too. But I just want to comment on one more person. This is a late ad. Damian Lillard, get his ass out of here. He was interviewed about the new calls, about the lack of calls with the pump fake,
Mm.
shot, all that shit. So let me pull up the damn quote because I saw this. I was like,
I
"Yo,
didn't.
ass cap." It was
What did he say?
okay.
Because
So
I didn't see that.
he said, "I'm gonna send you the tweet too, and I'm gonna send you the tweet that came with it." So he was interviewed, or somebody quoted him. Brandon Nunez, NBA. Brendan Nunez. Shout out Brendan Nunez. Damian Lillard on the officiating this season. I feel like the way the game is being officiated is unacceptable. I feel like coming in, the rule change wouldn't affect me because I don't trick the referees. I don't do the trick plays. It's unacceptable.
That's the
Y'all
quote.
can see this. Well, yes, y'all can. Well, no, y'all can. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's trying to come in. But anyway, what you wouldn't be seeing on my screen is Damian Lillard doing the damn trick plays. They got him on here in the bubble getting Caruso with this shit like 3, 4 times in a row. That time he jumped into
Yeah.
Carmelo Anthony and got the damn 3 shots. Damian Lillard, you was a goddamn liar. You do that shit as much as everybody else. Y'all all tried to copy D Wade, shout out the Robbins kid, because Wade was really the first person doing that shit. And he ain't shoot threes. He was doing it for twos. So he was gonna cook your ass either way. Y'all started doing that shit from three, thinking y'all was smart, and they took that shit away from you. That's why Mr. SG13, that's why his shit down this year too. If you go look at these dudes' free throws attempts, they all low. All the ones that do this shit, all their free throws attempts is down by like 2 or 3 shots a game. That's a lot of points over the season.
Yeah.
So Damian Lillard, get the hell out of here. But we're gonna move on from him.
But
Back
no,
to the NFL.
speaking of Harden, the last game he played against the Bulls, he affected play. He did his normal thing, and they didn't give him the call. And then the very next play, he did the same exact thing. They gave him the call, and then he was walking around clapping, doing all that little silly stuff. But yeah, like it's interesting that you said because it's a bunch of guys that do all that flopping and do all them non basketball plays and the refs not calling it, which that makes the game better because now you gotta play and you can't like have the refs like bail you out. Now if you do get somebody on the punt fake, and they come off their feet, then whatever happens after that, yeah. But not the I'm about to jump into you stuff that's been happening for so many years, and then
Right.
guys just barely getting hit, and then they throwing their head back, going to like, bro, like you barely get in touch. Like, why are you doing that? And then the game is slowing down, and then you up there shooting free throws all because you know how to irk and jerk your neck. Like, bro, what is that? Like, and so no, I definitely agree with that. Anybody that's talking about that rule, like, bruh, you are the reason for the rule. If you and your peers wasn't doing all that stupid stuff, would nobody like cause it? Just like the arm sweep thing that they trying
Right.
to get out too. And so that was a Reggie Miller thing. And the leg sweep, that was another Reggie Miller type thing. That was a 90s thing that they were trying to get out there. Because you can't just be jumping and then throwing your leg out there. That's not a basketball move. And so eventually you saw less guys doing this, throwing their arms up, and then now only like Kevin Durant, the only person that probably consistently get that call, and then now you're gonna see less guys flopping. Like, bro, dribble the ball, stop flopping. Like, why are you flopping so early and so much? Like, especially like smaller guys like Trey Young and whatever, because he said some stupid stuff too recently, and so
Throws down
um
too. His free throws down like 3 or 4 a game.
they should be because he just going to paint and do this and then do this and do this and like bro, like you go get the call. You proved yourself to be a start in the game, but then you like, oh man, we gotta wait for the playoffs for me to get calls and blah 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 and whatever. Like you might not get them in, especially if y'all keep playing the way that y'all playing. Like you might not get those calls in because y'all gonna be on the road a lot. And so, yeah, like just certain guys like that's used to flopping and used to get in their way like they gotta hoop. Like hoop. That's what you do, hoop. Because if y'all was playing street ball, pickup or whatever, bro, you're not getting all that stuff that y'all normally get. That slows up the game. And then half of Harden points, a guy like Harden, half of his points used to come from the free throw line. He may average 30, he's shooting 15 free throws at 90%. So he getting half of his points and it's flopping. It's non-basketball plays. And so yeah, anybody can get out of here with that one.
Mm, oh shit. Yeah, we'll see, man. Because I'm just interested to see these guys' free throw numbers and how it translates towards their actual scoring, and then just looking at the terrible shots that's being put up with no foul calls. So it's interesting.
Yeah, but a guy like Steph Curry is averaging 28. So he not complaining. His team is 9-1. And Steve Kerr said he liked it because he was like, He was like, well, we just gonna adjust. And he was like, I'm not worried about my players adjusting. Really, he was just talking about Steph Curry. He the only person on that team that like does it. So Steph Curry averaging 28 right now. And his team 9-1. He's do that flopping bad shot stuff more just as much as everybody else. But it's a difference though. They winning. And so Harden them being up and down, and Trey Young them on a 5-game losing streak. Portland just lost last night, and then they been losing. So you notice you want to hear from the guys that's been very inconsistent. Now, like Steph Curry ain't really said nothing. He averages 28. So yeah, I think that's more of a issue.
Well, we'll go into these NFL rules. We're gonna talk about a little bit with this CD shirt versus Aaron's COVID.
Yeah, so like just the overall NFL, the way that they police things and then certain rules that they got. Of course, people said that the NFL stands for not for long or no fun league. And I always think about that because anything that resembles fun or anything that resembles um players showing, that they're in the visuals, the NFL takes it out. They just start letting guys celebrate again. Um but yeah, CD Lamb got fined like $20,000 or close to it for having his shirt out during the game. And Rodgers, who broke COVID protocols, got fined 14,000. So a guy can not tuck in his shirt and you giving him 20,000. A guy can lie for 3+ months and you giving him like 14,000. Like which one? Like that doesn't make sense because CD Lamb didn't hurt anybody. Aaron Rodgers could have made somebody else sick by the things that he was doing. And his whole wide receiver room was sick. So like a guy basically putting others in harm's way because he lied, that's only worth 14,000, but the guy that took it in his shirt is like 18,000, 19,000, whatever it is. And that just goes to show like what do they care about? Now, of course, they got if you a star player, of course you gonna get special treatment or whatever. But the rules that they have is so dumb. Like only certain times a year, guys can wear they customized cleats when it's for a cause. My cause, my cleats. Cause all right, they'll let them wear it, but then other than that, you got to warm up in them, and then you got to put on whatever else. Like who cares what the shoes they got on? And so like with all the taunting stuff or whatever, football is very like it's a very emotional sport. And so you can't go out there going through the motions, right? Like that's why I say like when they be talking about teams be tanking or whatever the case may be, I'm not about to go out there and risk my life not trying to win. All that pain that you get in football and all them like you gotta take ice baths and massages, all type of stuff that you gotta get just to get your body right. I'm not about to go out there and risk that without thinking that I can win. And so like, let guys do what they need to do. Football is a very emotional sport, and you want guys to, show that they actually care. Because you're just out there going through the motions, and then you don't care. One, you're not gonna last, and then two, that's not good for the sport. And so, how can you fine somebody 14,000 for putting others in harm's way, and four players on that team got COVID versus all right, man, you didn't tuck in your shirt when I told you. Here go 20,000. It just dumb, like just the rules that they got, the scale of certain things that they do. None of it makes sense. Like there are no logical things that happen for the NFL and their rules. Like it's kind of like they might get something brought to their attention, and then they just dig in a bowl, dig in a hat or something, and then pull out a random number or like a fine or something. They be like, all right, we're gonna just give this to this person. Like it's no like letter of the law that you see, nothing. Nothing. Because even with guys like Watson, he's sitting out and the other guys throughout the league, they like, well, we'll just let that play out. Like y'all got to make a decision on certain things, and certain rules just doesn't make sense. Like certain things that they put in place just don't make sense, like at all. And it's been like that for a while, man. It's been like that for a while, and that's why they got to get up out of here.
Yeah, and like you kind of said in the last segment, like I don't know when the switch over happened to when it was cool for if somebody recovers a fumble on the seven on their own, like or on an opponent's 17-yard line, and then the whole team gets to run down the end of the field. Everybody who's on defense, will be coming and running off the bench and get in the camera, do a choreographed dance, and it ain't no penalty, no flag, or nothing. And I was like, I thought
That
y'all took this out. Like my boy
yeah.
Ocho Cinco put on a jacket that said Hall of Fame 20 question mark, and y'all find him for that. He ate some popcorn. T.O. ate some popcorn. Y'all find him for that. Like
I
so,
think that
like
was the year that they brought back celebration. So that
yeah, but
might have
it's
been
like
like 2018.
yeah, but it's like how do y'all take away somebody celebrating what they did? And then not only when it comes back, but it's excessive as fuck because like
Yeah,
that should be excessive. And like the Bears, I love the Bears. Like man, the Bears turned up a couple years ago when they had a little Temptations dance and shit.
session.
That was
Yeah, that was
too
fire.
much. That was way too much. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. So
Yeah, so like
NFL,
yeah,
go
it
ahead.
just don't make sense like you said. But I think it came back that year, and then they just stopped calling. Or the Bears might have got flagged for that. I don't remember,
Hell no,
but
they ain't get flagged for
um,
that.
so then like yeah, so like when they brought back celebrations, that was the year that they brought it back. But it's like ain't no rules on it because you can go like you said, run from one end of the field to the next and then do that, but then you do a kick and stare at a bench and then they're like, oh no, that's too much.
Right.
These niggas just ran 15 yards in the opposite way, sliding in the end zone, doing the worm, and you telling me that staring is too much. Like that literally doesn't make sense. So that's like that to me, that's like the bigger issue is that everything is a judgment call and whatever the ref is feeling like in that moment, like whatever he thinking. And so like, yeah, it just don't make sense, man.
Uh, we're gonna get the NFL and they stupid ass rules out of here. Shout out CeeDee Lamb out here in Dallas. He about the only Dallas player I rock with. Him and Ezekiel Elliott, you know what I'm saying, from the Ohio State. Uh, man, good show today, bro. We're gonna be doing some college basketball, I know for sure next week because it's gonna be some goofball shit happening between now and then. So I'm excited about that. So
Yeah.
but appreciate you, bro. We're
All
gonna
right,
do this
bro.
again.
Appreciate you.
Anybody watching, thanks for jamming with us yet again. Peace. Oh, I'm gonna be on this bitch icy next week too. I ain't letting him get out.